Hello and welcome to Soft Sports TV. My name is Soft Sasapi, but you can call me Soft. Why not? Life is hard, yeah? So you gotta stay soft, you know? Okay, I want to talk to you about something soft today, and it's basically about what life is like for fighters in Africa. And when I say fighters, I'm talking about sportsmen, those into the combat sports, boxing, mixed martial arts, judo, taekwondo, kickboxing, and what have you. And I actually thought about this when I heard the fight announcement for the fight between Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. And that's a boxing fight, yeah? So I was thinking about Francis Ngannou, and I thought to myself, this guy, his story is quite inspirational. He left Africa, he went to Europe, and then he went to the States and became the UFC heavyweight champion of the world. Actually, the first African to be the UFC heavyweight champion of the world. And he transitioned to boxing, where he fought one of the greatest ever, Tyson Fury, put on a good show, and a lot of people thought he actually won that fight. But that's a topic for another day. But he made a lot of money from that. He didn't fumble the bag. Instead, he multiplied the bag. Basically, Francis Ngannou is living the life or the dream of a lot of African youths or a lot of African fighters right now. So it got me thinking, for someone like Francis, he had to leave Africa before he got that breakthrough. And I'm very certain that there's loads of African fighters right now fighting out of Africa who would want to get that breakthrough, who would want to, make that move like Francis. But it's not that easy. And I'm not saying you can't actually make it when you're in Africa. Everybody's destiny is different. You can be in Africa and make it, but the reality check is you got to leave Africa sometimes before you make it. Sorry, but that's how it works sometimes. Yeah. So for the fighters who can't leave Africa right now, what's life like for them? I'm aware that in the fight game, one of the biggest issues is booking fights, getting, fights for you to be busy. And it's not that easy because sometimes you've got some contract issues. It becomes difficult to find the right opponent. Maybe you might be injured as a fighter. There's a lot of things to keep you away from fighting. So you find situations where fighters have to have other side hustle or other jobs, multiple jobs just to make ends meet. And it's not really the best because fighting ought to be a full-time job for these guys. Yeah, but they have to do some other things. I've seen situations where fighters have to, be Uber drivers. Fighters have to be bouncers. They have to do other things just to survive. But I mean, just like how we saw from the UFC fighter who came out to say all he had in his bank account was $7. That's not what you want to hear from a fighter. You actually want them to be living better. These guys actually go in there, put their life on the line. In the process, they get maybe long-lasting injuries, life-threatening injuries, and it's not fair when they don't really make enough. So if that can happen to a UFC fighter saying he had only $7 in his bank account, it got me thinking, what about the fighters in Nigeria, in Africa? What happens to them? So I know a few fight promotions in Africa, and in Nigeria, I think I know the AKO show. That's the African Knockout Show. It's quite prominent. I mean, it's actually powered by Kamaru Usman, the UFC, the former UFC welterweight champion of the world. I've seen good fighters like Big Shark Emeka. I've seen Cornel Thompson, Richard Muzan. I've seen Melvin Nicotine. Seen Drame from Benin Republic, I think. Pardon me if I didn't pronounce the name correctly. But yeah, these guys are talented. Go on YouTube, search for the AKO show. You'll see good fights there. Good fights. Even the female category, you see good fighters there also. And I was just wondering, like, what's life like for these guys? So I'm going to be embarking on a journey where I'll be interviewing some of these fighters, and I would like to know what's like, for them. I'll share it with you. And that's just basically what I want to talk about today. So yeah, stay tuned to this channel. It's Soft Sports TV, and I'll be sharing the stories of some of these African fighters with you. And if you know any fighter in Africa right now, anywhere in Africa, who is that's willing to share their stories, with us and with the world, just go on the comment section, send a message to me. You can send a DM, a private message, if you wish to do that, and just tell me about the fighter, and let's see how we can share their story and let the world know what's like for them. Trust me, we've got talented fighters fighting out of Africa right now, and we need the world to know what's like for them. So yeah, I'll drop more videos soon, but just stay glued to this channel, subscribe, share, like, and comment. Let me know what you think about Soft Sports TV and about what I've just said. Okay, my name is Soft Sasapi. Remember to stay soft. See you later.